back to World Crisis Radio, hurrying along given the tremendous amount of news happening. Obama's now got three big things going. He's got the healthcare sellout goes on with this monstrous bill by Pelosi, which I don't know what anybody thinks. This is not a government takeover. This is a gift to the private insurance companies. My God, look at what Obama does, not what he says, and you will see that he's a Wall Street puppet, not a friend of the poor or trade unionists. Anyway, we've got the health care bill and Pelosi's attempt to move forward with that. We've got that Afghanistan decision percolating in the background, and we've got the Copenhagen climate change carbon conference coming up. These three together they are an example of megalomaniacal overreach by the narcissist Obama. He's still got fantasies of infantile omnipotence. Let's look at the healthcare situation. Today, it's Friday. Obama is supposed to be at the Congress to get the last votes needed. Now, Pelosi has promised a vote for Saturday. By the time you get this, we will see if the die is cast. She claims she's got 218 votes. If she's got 218, that means she's lost 40 of her Democrats. There were 258 Dems in the House. It looks like now a vote Saturday midnight. There is no 72-hour period to read this bill. Nobody knows what's in the bill. They're supposed to be committed to openness in government. Pelosi is striking out on that again. I warn Democratic and Republican congressmen, Medicare is the third rail, boys, and this bill by Pelosi decreases the reimbursement rates to doctors. This is a form of rationing. This is a death panel, if you will, and the $500 billion in cuts to our economic rights under Medicare. You try to gouge $1.5 trillion out of our economic rights, you are in trouble plenty. No taxes on Cadillac plans, which are held disproportionately by union members. Those are guys who gave up wages to get better health care, and now you're going to tax them? What kind of a reactionary hokum is that going to be? I would also point out that when this came out, Congressman Kucinich made a useful statement. Obama is selling out on health care, said Kucinich a week ago today. And the Kucinich Amendment, which would have allowed states, right, maybe a state or two, someplace, Maryland, Massachusetts, whatever it might be, these sort of progressive states might have wanted to go to a single-payer or, better yet, Medicare for all plan. That has been removed. So I don't see any government takeover. Please, right-wingers, enlighten me. I don't see where it is. I see that you're going to be forced to buy insurance from a private, for-profit, deregulated operation with bonuses, with 33% overhead, exorbitant expenses for advertising, lobbying, and all the rest. So that is a crisis. I mean, you can see the entire left-lib community, right, the Daily Cost, the Ed Schultz of the world, these characters very, very unhappy with what's going on. AARP comes in to support Pelosi. Well, AARP is an insurance company. It's not an advocacy. It's not a lobby for senior citizens. It's an insurance company that gets rich on this stuff. The AMA comes in to support it too. Well, they're corrupt. None of this stuff means anything. So it'll be interesting to see whether Pelosi can deliver on this arm twisting. Now, we've had these elections in New Jersey, of course. The Democrat Corzine, the governor from Goldman Sachs, was defeated. Anytime Goldman Sachs is defeated, that's a good thing. That's at least one fewer Goldman Sachs representative governing significant parts of the United States. However, it's interesting that the Republican candidate Christie ran a resolutely positive campaign. He didn't attack his opponent from being from Goldman Sachs because, of course, Christie is a Wall Street puppet of a slightly different stripe. Here in Virginia, we had a very reactionary group of Republicans winning. Now, the new governor, McDonnell, is a stealth reactionary. This is a disciple of Pat Robertson from that diploma mill that Pat has down there at Liberty University. And he essentially disguised himself as a centrist concerned with jobs. The reality of this reactionary ticket is shown a little bit further down, because we had McDonnell for governor, who won. The Republican lieutenant governor won, but now the new Virginia state attorney general is a character of monstrous proportions. Cuccinelli. Cuccinelli is a militant reactionary. A lot of the support for this Republican ticket came from Democrats who were anti-labor. They were concerned about card check and the growth of the unions. And again, Obama has done zero for card check, zero to help labor unions organize. But even the fact that Obama has talked about it to dupe his own base, as it always goes, was enough to get certain key Democratic activists slipping over into the McDonnell camp and supporting him. Cuccinelli takes what amounts to a states' rights position. I mean, I was hearing elements of nullification and interposition in his acceptance speech. He wants to fight card check. He wants to fight health care. He is a right-wing extremist, and that will be noted, I think, as time goes on. Now, in the New York 23, I have to say, my family's ancestral home up there in Plattsburgh, I have campaigned in Watertown and Plattsburgh during my 1986 run for the U.S. Senate in New York State. I think the good sense of Plattsburgh has triumphed over the attempts of these radio ogres, the Hannitys, O'Reillys, and so forth of the world to come in. This character, Hoffman, was not qualified. He was an ideologue, but he was not even an energetic ideologue. He was a kind of a tongue-tied ideologue. Notice these characters never talk about programs. They never tell you specifically what they're going to do. They want to talk to you about their principles and their values and how their principles and their values are better. But where's your program, Hoffman? Where's the beef, so to speak? Anyway, the Republicans divided, and this area has now got a Democratic congressman. Let's see how that turns out. Again, there were no good choices that I could see, but this looks like a defeat of the militant reactionary wing, and significant friction there. Now, let's see. As we look around, we've also got on the Thursday here in Washington, we had the Michelle Bachmann, Sean Hannity brigade show up. Now, this was probably 5,000 to 10,000 people, which is a significant showing. There's no doubt about that. And they are doing some good to the extent that they are telling Pelosi to stop her bill. But nevertheless, it is ironic to see the Tea Party people are being brought out and used as props and walk-ons for what amounts to a Republican rally. Who's telling you that these people are against all incumbents, and they're against Washington, and they're against the Republicans and Democrats who are part of the system? My God, they were addressed by nothing but Republican congressmen, including fakers who were trying to dupe them. For example, Michael Castle of Delaware is a liberal Republican, if there ever was one, and this Mike Castle, Republican of Delaware, is running for Senate. He wants to take the seat that had been Joe Biden. He's going to go toe-to-toe with Beau Biden, the